How's it going?
Let me just, it's going good. Just going to start the recording so that I don't forget that. Wait for some people to pop on. We got Lynn, Allison, Debbie. I literally, Christy, I thought it was someone else like logging into your thing. I'm like, who is this?
I'm all cityfied now, you
right?
know.
All right, we got 6 so far.
Kim, did you get on there yet? I just tagged you. If you go to the channels, on Flock.
On Facebook?
On Flock.
Okay, hold on.
And then maybe I can just send this to you.
Where did you tag me on Flock?
1 second, since I have you on the line here, I'm gonna just try to do it this way. There, click on that.
It's also in the Mastermind group as well, the Facebook group. So she can click either or.
Hi, Nathan.
Hello. Hey, Heather.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We're going to have probably less people than we normally do since we've sort of split. The group keeps splitting because we're getting so big. So it's not a bad thing, but there's going to be less people on here today.
That's a good thing. I actually just had somebody ask to join like 30 seconds ago, so I gave her the link to hop in real quick. So we'll see. So that's a good sign.
And is this someone? This is a distributor?
Do what?
This is a distributor?
Someone who said they wanted to be a buyer that picked up off of my ad. So.
Oh, you mean you didn't share the link for this to that?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I meant for the one Mike and Darren are doing. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you there.
No.
Not this one, no.
Okay, fair enough.
No, they have to actually buy
sense to them anyways.
They have to become a distributor to do that.
Yes. So we'll give it another couple minutes.
I was just excited because I really haven't had that before, so I thought that was pretty cool.
That is awesome. I told you things will start moving forward.
Yes, it will. I have faith. Hi, Allison. Well, I'm going to put myself on mute so in case anybody else needs to speak again.
Sounds good. All right, we got Linda, Allison, Carol, Heather, Lynn. All right, we'll go until 6:05, and then whoever jumps on board, they can just join in. Looks like a few more bump popping on. So if this is your first time, so usually what happens is everyone's going to mute. So if you do need to chat, you can always just pop it in the chat, which is at the bottom. So you can pop a question in there, and I'll read it as we go through. So we're going to kind of do like basically some housekeeping. So some updates. We know that there's always things changing in the business. So we'll kind of cover that stuff, and then we'll go pretty much open the floor to anyone that has any questions or anything that you guys want to chat about, and we'll just kind of go from there. All right. So we've got 12. All right. So let's get it going. So make sure it's recording. We are good. All right. So as you guys know, we have there's kind of been some big changes, so as the group gets bigger, obviously we all know that this is the Facebook group is really something that benefits all of us. And so with a group that big, we've got leads in there that we obviously want to protect. And we also have, the integrity and just the feeling and the spirit of the group that we want to protect, right? It's our biggest sales tool, as most of us know, especially in the beginning of your business when you might not have results yet. That is your biggest selling tool. And the last thing that we want is people in there that are, trying to poach, or people going in there because there's 27,000 people, and out of those 27,000, there's probably something around 20-ish thousand leads, you know, right? So that's a hot spot for anyone with an online business to kind of go in there and, you know, do some nasty damage, right? So super important that we're always keeping an eye on that. And if you ever are getting any messages from anyone, you know, just bring it to myself or anyone of the coaches in the community, and we can kind of look into that. So is everyone familiar with the new poaching policies? Yeah. So if you're not, there's some new policies implemented because there are distributors that are really just not in that integrity, right? Going against the spirit of the community. And yes, and that is right, Lynn. It's in the welcome pack, so everybody should know, especially the new people coming in, going forward. And yes, they're really stiff penalties, so all the way up to like 20,000+ for poaching, because not only does that affect, it affects a person's business. So if someone poaches someone and they could, potentially be an eagle, that's a lot of money lost. And so depending on the rank, basically you're going to be penalized accordingly. Highly doubt that anybody here has even thought of that, but it does happen in the community. So, and that's another thing. If it's something that ever happens to you, hopefully it doesn't, then definitely what you do is just get all of the information, basically to prove that that's happened. Thankfully, we track everything. So now there's obviously times where things are missed, and the back end team, we know that they do a lot of work, but it's not perfect. No system is perfect, but we do our best to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone. So if you're not sure where that is in terms of, not necessarily in the welcome pack, it's in the main tab under getting set up for business, and then the sub tab things you need to know. There's a few other things that were added to the training, like a new training on stacking, which I know a few of you, including Christy, are pretty close, if not already, about to stack, which is awesome. Just means that you're going to make a bunch more money, and it really is going to benefit especially the people above you, right? So for me, in my case, Christy's directly under me. Sure, I'm going to miss out on some commissions, but for me, it's a long-term strategy where she's going to build her business, make a bunch of money, and it's once she hits multiple accounts in that 6A, awesome for me, because the more 6As that I have under me, the better, right? And that'll go the same with you guys. So we really encourage everyone to, once you get to that point, definitely do the stacking, and do it before 4A, Christy. Just teasing. Also Mastermind. So the regular Masterminds, the times have changed. So if you're not sure where that is, just go in the Mastermind tab. You will have to register. So if you're wondering if you missed it, it's just because you haven't registered. And so we've changed the times, and that's all in there as well. One other thing, so I do keep getting messages with people wondering about funnels and coaching funnels and things like that. So as of, I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So because I'm working on other system stuff with Mike and the rest of them, time-wise, don't have any time to do any more funnels. So we've passed the torch on to Com in Thapanya, who is Becky Sue's husband. And so he's now taking care of the funnel team, so managing that. And he's also managing coaching funnels. So if any of you down the road are doing any sort of coaching funnel stuff and you're wondering, if it's still me, nope, it's Com, and he's going to do an amazing job because he's not necessarily in the business. He is, Becky Sue and him are running it together, but he's got a lot of time on his hands, so he's going to fully dedicate that, which is really good for everyone. Be less delays and all of that kind of good stuff. So, and he's amazing. So I've worked with Com since he was actually the first funnel builder. So he's been doing it for quite a while. So he's more than capable, and it's going to be great for the whole community. Book club. So book club, there's a new tab. It's changed. So it's under committees, councils, and clubs, and then book club. So if anyone hasn't done that, and you maybe you're one of those people that are starting a bit slower in terms of your ad budget, highly recommend you guys going in there and reading the books and doing those, doing the paper, because you can earn a good amount of money that can really benefit your ads. And I know there's probably some of you in that case. So when I started, that was the case for me. I started my ad budget quite low, and obviously just kind of moved it up as I went along. So that's another tool that you guys can have to kind of help yourself move forward. found out today that we will have another coach, which is going to be pretty awesome. So Agnes Harding and Trevor are going to become coaches, which is pretty sweet. I've had the pleasure of meeting both of them. Trevor is pretty much a master salesman. He's great, so he's going to do a great job. I don't know if she's on here, but anyways, congratulations to her. And so that's kind of it for housekeeping. Does anybody have anything that they wanted to talk about, or any topics specific, I guess, to the business, or really anything at all that we can kind of go into? I'll mute myself if anybody wants to chat. I know Christy is trying to, I can see they're trying to.
I do have a couple questions, but I don't know if this is something you and I are going to want to do our own thing for before I go to the office tomorrow, because I don't know if it's going to help anyone else, and I don't want to waste time if it's just specific to my thing.
In terms of your stacking?
Yeah, and just in terms of like how to claim my statuses, because I don't even think I've claimed to where I should be at all, even though I'm almost to 6A. I think I'm up to 3A or something. But so I don't even. I'm just finally paying attention to the business. But I think that I think that maybe it's something that you and I should talk about, or should I just?
Is it? I just got your text like 15 minutes before the webinar. So is it pretty much related to?
Yeah, the first couple questions I have are
Yeah. So the answer is yes.
So I will want to claim my 4A as I am doing in the first A leg, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Just double checking, because I didn't want to because I know it says you can only go 3 deep or else you cut yourself out. So I guess in the end I will, because I can't afford it, I will want to buy another Ukon, a machine, and then an Ukon.
Yeah, you're gonna want it. Yeah.
I watched the Mastermind just now that I'm finished moving on the 29th today, and that had a ton of information in it.
Yep.
So that was really good. So I am going to do 3 then. I was trying to save money, but at the same time, it's just like, if I can, then I might as well.
Yeah, it's going to benefit you. I mean, you'll see it too. You'll recoup that investment really, really fast. Definitely faster than, way more commission than you're getting now per sale. So
right.
Christy, that first commission envelope you get after stacking and putting your first one down there, oh my God, it's going to blow your socks off.
Well, yeah.
Seriously. I just had it 3 weeks ago. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I went, oh, this is money.
Hey,
And the funny thing was, when I went to the bank with it, because there was like 9 checks, right?
Yeah.
My teller was in the dream team.
Oh, get out.
Seriously, she's a 2A, and she was more gaga than I was.
that's awesome. That'll inspire her for sure.
Oh, seriously, right?
Awesome. Small world. Very cool. Good job. Yeah.
It's true though. It's like, as soon as I stacked, it was a month, or I think it was the next month that was like 28 or something.
Yeah.
I did it later. I stacked. Yeah.
You stack later as well? So I'm getting crap. I'm getting shit over here.
But remember, this was like in the beginning. This is
right.
when
Yeah, I know.
So I'm an oldie. But yeah, it's huge. It really is. So
yeah, I'm excited to get it finally done. And then what else did I have? Oh, so I renewed my Ukon Sigma, and then I just noticed in the other Mastermind that it's a machine account after a year. So once you have a Sigma, you don't have to renew it. So I did that for nothing.
So it turns into a machine account, but you always have to protect that top account. So
I did have to renew it anyways.
That new Sigma is
okay. Good. I'm like, oh no. Not that it matter. What's done is done, but good to know for next time if I'd have to renew. So now I will never have to renew that top one that's just underneath my main account, but I will have to renew the one that's going to go underneath my new machine.
So you're always going to have to protect the top account up to the point that it's a 6A, and then you can rank up your lower ones, and just as long as all of those commissions are going to you and that top one of that is protected, then yeah, you're good.
And the top one of that is protected by the very bottom one always. Yeah. Okay.
It goes machine, Ukon, machine. Each machine account has to be protected by an Ukon, or otherwise you miss out on those commissions. But at a certain point, it's not going to matter a whole lot, because you'll have a 6A account, and then you can rank up that bottom one and not worry about the it passing up to the top 6A account. So you'll have like 4-1-1-1 or 4-2-1-1. So as long as you'll be getting all the commissions regardless.
Okay. And I won't have to renew all the Ukons in the middle, obviously. Just the one. I have to keep one active on the bottom.
The one on the bottom is only going to protect
Just that machine. So I do have to keep all those active. Oh.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 active Ukon accounts.
Okay. Because I'm almost there because after tomorrow I'll have 3 already. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, and we can do like a visual too
Yeah.
to make it a little bit easier.
Just to make sure, maybe, yeah, because I like, yeah, we can talk.
When you stack, you buy more Ukons, eh? Like
That's what he asked me.
Yeah, so Lynn's asking about the video. I had to do a lot of cutting because 70% of the videos mentioned money making or retirement or a lot of the things that we can't say in videos. So I just need an intro and then it's done. But it could be better in terms of, yeah, I had to cut out a lot. So, but yeah, that'll be done probably tomorrow. I'm just getting someone to actually build me an intro so I don't have to do it. Good old Fiverr.com. Bad money penalties on the welcome pack. Yeah. Does anybody else have any topics or any questions that you guys want to go into?
I have a question, Nathan.
Sure.
I know that don't get in your ads manager. I get all that. But if you go in to work on other things, just to look around and like your business settings or something like that to make sure that doesn't affect anything, correct? Or does it?
To be honest, I don't really think going into the actual ad itself, that's one thing, but opening up your business manager, that's not going to affect anything. That's really just, people that do marketing online that use business manager, they're in that all the time. They have to always be monitoring their clients' ads. And so you going into your business manager, it's not going to affect anything at all.
Okay, so just make sure you stay out of the ads manager part, but you can go in and do other things. That's what I was. And then while we're on the subject of advertising, when you're upping the budget, if you check your ads every 4 to 5 days and say, I started at $10, I'm up to like $13. I just up it $1 at a time till I get to $20 a day. Does it matter if I do it every 4 days, or should I do it on a daily basis, or is that?
Yeah, so you're gonna want to don't do it every day, and just follow that rule. Follow that rule in the advertising. So I think it's like 15 to 20% at this point.
Right, and I'm doing 10 to 15%. So.
Yep, and so if it's at 13, then you're doing 15 to 20 or whatever you're doing. I mean, you can do less. Just don't go over that 20 threshold.
I know they say that once you get to $20, it starts taking off a little more with the algorithm.
Yep.
So, but I knew I didn't want to do it all at once, but I didn't know just every 3 or 4 days or once a week, or if that.
Yeah. It also depends how many ads are in your campaign. So if you've got 4 ads running and it's $20.
I have 4, but I did take them down to 2 because 2 were getting no leads and the other 2 were getting 4 or 5. So I did do that. So
you're at like $6.50 per ad kind of thing.
Right.
Facebook will start to spend more money in one of them, whichever one is performing better. They'll start to divert the budget to that as well anyways. So eventually it'll get to a point, unless they're both performing well, it'll get to a point where all of the money is being sent to one.
Okay. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but in the advertising part, it's updated and it's new, but you can reverse it to the old way. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that on your sites yet?
You mean
business? If you go in to create a campaign, it looks completely different.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Similar, but yet it's different.
Yep, there's a couple ways that you can, I think it's like something like classic view or...
Right.
Yeah.
So is the classic view eventually going to be phased out? Or it's just giving me my choice right now?
Hard to say. It's probably a split test that Facebook is using to see how many people are using one or the other, and then probably, maybe one will be phased out. They're always split testing. Like my business manager could be completely different than yours as well. It's the nature of Facebook. pain in the butt to keep up with, but
Well, I've learned the new way, and it's okay. I just prefer the classic one because that's just what I learned on in the videos. So I didn't know if I should go ahead and start learning them. I mean, I've learned them both, but okay, well, that's all I needed. Thank you so much.
thank you. Anybody?
I have a question.
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry. Hi, Nathan. Hi, everyone. The one thing I've been noticing because I do like other people's pages as well, I know that we're not supposed to post the dollar amounts that people are making on our ads, but I've noticed that people are posting it on their business page. Is that okay to do?
So it's up to them. They risk an addict finding out. I mean, we can't really tell people not to do.
No, I mean, I'm not going to snitch on anybody. I just noticed that, which obviously if I'm posting that you made $5,000 in a day, it's kind of going to draw a lot more attention than me being like, oh, look at the picture of my nephew or something like that, right? Or just
As long as you're
every day. Or
as long as you're asking that person if it's okay, because again, it's, the more that goes out there, the higher the potential of an addict seeing that, right?
Okay.
I always, if I see something like that, I'll always reach out to the coach so that they can reach out to them, because some people honestly, like I said in the mastermind yesterday, it's like some people really, they just go blinders and try to just do everything.
right.
They don't really read everything in the training website, and then they'll do things like that, right, where it could potentially jeopardize their business. Now, to be honest, an addict doesn't really have an eye out for anyone that's like not above 6A or 6A2, because those are the people that have, I guess, the most influence on their downline, and they know that if they cut it into the top, then it'll stop in the bottom, kind of thing, right? So that's really going to be up to you. And there's a lot of ways, again, to say things without saying it. Like you could ask them if you could use a picture of them, redo a post so it's not exactly like their post, and
Right.
say that they had a 5-figure day or something like that, right?
Right. But to be posting like Nathan made $5,000 on and sharing your post, I mean, even if you added your
If you ask me, it's that I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I
I
don't.
just didn't want to take the chance and get in trouble because obviously that those people I know maybe started around the same time as me. I'm not comparing really, but just I'm noticing that people are putting stuff. I don't want to get in trouble and miss this opportunity, right? Because I know other people have in the past.
Yeah. I mean, it's not very many people have gotten. I mean, and the thing is like an addict, they'll give you a slap on the wrist for something like that. They don't really have a team of people going through social media and doing that kind of thing. They do, I guarantee, have people in the dream team. I will say that, and we can kind of get away with it in a sense because it's all an addict people, really, right? It's so, yeah.
As long as no problem.
So as long as you're asking, I personally like just making things not direct. So it's like, okay, came back from vacation in a month and came back to more than what I paid, or, like going on a vacation or getting a sweet Airbnb or whatever, like the impliedness of it. But yeah.
Not like an exact number.
I don't personally. But yeah, again, guys, it's really, it's your business. So, and let's be honest, those things definitely motivate people, right? Because $5,000 for the majority of people, it's like, that's a pretty good payday. For a lot of people, that's 2 times their monthly income, right? 3 times if it was me 3 years ago, right? So, yeah, that would have motivated me back then. That's for sure.
Okay. And sorry, I just have one other question since I'm on the line here. I'm wondering how many people in the group season their ads regularly, or before they make the ad, like publish the ad, or do they just kind of, and do they notice a difference if they do that they get a better algorithm, or?
I personally don't.
Okay.
That's just me. I never really have. Maybe the first ad that I did. I just rather it happen a bit more organically. And oftentimes you're going to be wasting some ad space because that's going to be targeted to pretty much a lot of Dream Team members. When you have a bunch of us liking it, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I personally don't do it. I know that a lot of people do with success. I guess we can kind of open it up. Does who here does and who here doesn't, I guess. And I guess what are your results? So Donna's shaking her head no.
I've never seasoned any of my ads.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
you know, a lot of people.
I've never seasoned any of my ads either.
Okay. Leslie shaking no as well. So I guess, I mean, a lot of people aren't. I know that it was definitely something that we did, especially in the very beginning. But as with anything, you know, working with Facebook, you're always learning, right? So in the very beginning, we didn't have a whole lot of experience on whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. I think a lot of the senior people kind of shied away from it a bit. So you really want an ad, in my opinion, to generate just like an organic reach and organic engagement. It starts to pick up once people see more engagement. It's like a snowball effect. It's like the business, right? You start off, you don't have anybody on your side, and then you do have people and things start to snowball. The same thing usually with ads is when people start to see 40, 50, 60, 100 likes or more, then it's like anything, right? People are followers in a lot of sense. So when they see something that people are interacting with, they think it's popular, and then they're more likely to read and all of those kind of things.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So lookalike audience, that's, so Debbie is asking about lookalike audiences. Lookalike audiences are, so basically if, let's say you have, there's a number of ways to do lookalike audiences. So you can do it based on people that have interacted with your page. You can also do it by loading up a list of your leads into Facebook and having Facebook find an audience that's sort of similar to those leads. You need a specific amount of them to do it. I would show you, but my business manager is completely shut down. Thank you, Needles, for keeping me alive. So I'm in the process of getting that back up, unfortunately. But really what it is it's really just, so the 80-20 rule, where 20% of the 80 is, the best. So it's really about that. It's that 20-80 rule where you're using the people that have interacted with your page or your ad or whatever the case may be. I used to do it with videos. So if I had a video ad, I could basically gather up all of the people that watched that video and then find people that are similar. And so Facebook will create an audience. It could be 100,000, 200, 500,000, where they're basically, and then you target those specific people. I do think I might have put a video in. I'm wondering if there's a video. If there isn't a video, I learned how to do it just on YouTube. So you can always just go on YouTube and type in, make sure that you're putting like 2019, because sometimes you'll get a little bit diverted with like an old way of doing it. But yeah. It's a bit more of an advanced thing, but it definitely does and can work.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I had another question if nobody else did. When I go to claim my 6A soon, do I have to put it under my top account, Nathan?
Yes.
Like I do have to?
Yep.
I was hoping to work another leg.
Yeah, no, so you have to claim it, and it can be anything that is not an Ukon DD, so you can't claim it with a
Yeah. Or what's that other ESP thing?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like, it's 101 points and then 300,000 total volume.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
No worries. Anybody?
How about cross-partnering?
Cross-partnering.
Yeah.
Cross-partnering or cross-posting?
No, not cross-posting. Cross-partnering.
Explain to me.
Well, just working with other people, like it doesn't have to be in your own downline or your mentors or coaches downline. It could be somebody like, say, in your group or in Christina's group or people like that.
In what sense? Like
Well,
generating leads?
just helping each other with ads, just
Oh,
talking basically.
of course.
Just like a mini meetup, it actually is what it is.
100%. Yeah. Definitely encourage that. Especially if you're local, it's always nice to kind of sit down with people and have a visual of what they're doing. And if you know a little bit more advanced stuff than them, then you can show them, right? It's way easier.
Or vice versa, yeah.
Yep. I think it's great.
Yeah, so do I. I think it's a great thing.
Have you been doing it?
Yeah, Diana Bean Blossom and I work together, and then Jose out in Montreal, her and I work together quite a bit. So
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, because it's such a different outlook on things. When you kind of get stuck and you don't know, if you're going sideways or backwards or what, and and I have them to look at it too and just give you a bit of advice is very helpful because your mentor and your coach can't always be there as much as we'd like to be sometimes, but yeah, so it's nice to work with somebody else that is equal with you or a little higher, or even a little lower. It doesn't matter,
Yeah, I think a fresh set of eyes is always a good thing, right? Because I mean, I've been doing it for 3 years, and so I see things a certain way, right, based on my own experiences. So there's times when I'll reach out to people and be like, "Hey, can I get a fresh set of eyes on this?" I used to do that in the beginning a lot because I was stubborn in the beginning. So I was like, "Oh yeah, this is I wrote this, it's great," and then I would be like, ask Mike and Darren to read it over. They wouldn't be honest with me. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, try it out," and then. But then I'd be like, okay, guys, I really need
honesty.
I need the honesty. Like, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. Just give it to me straight. And then it was like, okay, this.
Yeah.
Right. And I rather that. I'd rather just the brutal, blunt honesty because that's going to help me move forward more than just,
blowing smoke doesn't do anybody's, anybody any good.
Right.
And
especially in this business, it's, we are all spending money on ads. So if you're going, it's not working for you, I'd rather just be straight up honest with someone because I know that it's gonna save them money in the long run, right?
So, and one thing I did want to say, somebody was saying about sharing different posts that you see. You've got to remember when you're sharing somebody's post, you're giving them free advertising if they have their link on it.
Yep.
So that's all right if it's in your downline, but if it's in somebody else's downline, why are you helping them? So that's just my opinion, right?
Well, absolutely. And I mean, sure, we pride ourselves on helping each other but not in that sense, right? We're all doing this because we want to make more money and help ourselves move forward. So, yeah, I mean, definitely don't do that because if someone sees that this person's getting a bunch of results that you're sharing, you're right. They're more than likely just going to search up who they are and probably end up in their funnel. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you a funny story. One of my downline, she came to me one day and she was just frothing out the mouth because somebody had shared her post. And I said, "Oh, well, why are you upset?" "Well, it was somebody in the dream team." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "I still don't understand why you're so upset about this." And she's just going on. I said, "She's giving you free publicity because your link is right there."
Yeah.
And she just stopped dead and just went, "Oh, okay." So there's things that you do have to think about when you're sharing. So
yeah, it's true.
Have you ever heard of somebody sharing a whole page? Like I had my business page shared the other day.
Yep. Yeah, you can share. Yeah, you can share a business page.
Yeah, somebody shared my business page, and I just thought it was a little bit weird.
Was it someone from the dream team?
No, it was just somebody that came in. I guess they saw my ad, and they just came in off an ad because it was, and they didn't like my ad or anything. They just came in off the back, and they shared my whole business page.
There you go, free advertising. Hopefully, you have things on your business page.
Oh yeah, I do. I have lots, but I just wondered. Like, I just talked to Brenda. She's my mentor, and we just thought it was a little bit weird.
Yeah, as long as it's not a done in a malicious way where they're bad mouthing you or anything.
Well, I couldn't find where she shared it to, because usually, if they share a post or something, you can see it on their page, but I couldn't see anything. Sorry, my husband's got my TV on the air. I'm going to shut it off. He's asleep.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I've had mine shared. To be honest, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Good to know. Thank you.
I don't have time to chase people down at this point. All right. So who do we have that's new in here? Kimberly Jackson. She's new. So
Carol.
What's that?
Carol.
Yes, I know Carol. Hi, Carol. Any successes? Anything that you guys want to share in the chat, or just it could be big, small, anything. Something that happened could be like you got your first lead or first buyer. You got your hair done.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I know most of you are from Canada, and I live in Swayze, Indiana, and it's only a town of about 800 people. And so Nathan has been great. Alice and my mentor has been great. And I just want to say thank you to both of you. But I was kind of like at a block because I've been here about a year. But don't give up, and I have faith, and it'll all come together. And just keep being positive. But I actually reached out to several 6As, and several of them actually sent me messages back that said, did you try this, and did you try this? And I have tried most of it. I have the vision boards. I have this. Well, Brad Jackson said, can I see your ads? Well, I said, sure, why not? I don't care. And he said, the only thing I'm going to tell you is if I look at them, you cannot hate me. I go, well, first of all, I don't hate anyone, so that's not a problem. But the second set of eyes is really correct, because he sent it back and he changed like 3 sentences. And then I said, well, I'm only changing one word because online is a flag word, so I'm going to change it to digital. And I kid you not, I got like 6 leads the next day because of his extra eyes. So just ask. They're busy. They'll get back to you in a few days, but a lot of them, and that's what they're here for, and I really appreciate it. And so if I can help anybody in any way, just let me know, because I'd love to return the favor. So
that's awesome. And it's true, though. I mean, it could be something so small, and just a different way of looking at things, and having, like you said, a second pair of eyes make the biggest difference.
I said something about working digitally in a small town, and he added in, and the business is the number one. We're number one several times in a row. That's a testament to the online world, which I changed it to digital. And it was like just that one sentence he added in. I was like, I would have never thought of that. But I was a preschool teacher, so I think in littler terms, and he was taking, so I guess that's what it was. But I was like, oh, okay. And the ad started doing better. That's why I wanted to know if I upped it just a little bit every 4 or 5 days. So
if it's starting to do better now, then I mean, I would keep upping it to as high as you can go.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like, we all know that the more you spend, the more leads you're going to get, and the more commissions you're probably going to earn. So, there are people in the community, obviously not people at 2, 3, 4, even 5A that are spending crazy amounts, but you see people that are earning, 50, 70, 100,000 in a month. They're probably spending anywhere from 5 to 20,000 a month to earn that. Right.
And I'm probably one of the rare ones that I never saw any of your ads. Allison actually reached out to me, and I had been praying, because I had done eBay, I had done Amazon, I had been researching stuff for 3 or 4 years before this. And she was like, you might want to try this. And I had never even heard of Allison before in my life. And I was like, but when I watched the webinar, it like instantly spoke to me. So, I mean, so in terms, I was like, I'm not even thinking of advertising, because I didn't see it in an ad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took a while. So when he said that, I was like, oh, well, thanks. So, I mean, if you want extra set of eyes, I know everybody's busy, but sometimes it helps to just kind of move on and ask different things, and they will answer you. So
absolutely. Oh, so
I thought that might inspire somebody.
What's that?
I just thought that might inspire somebody. Don't give up. Just keep working.
And I'm going to put on a video just towards the end, too, that'll I watched it a couple days ago and I thought it was pretty inspiring as well. So still doing my 30 days of posts 3 times a day. Can I put out an ad during this time? 30 days of posts 3 times a day. What do you, I'm confused. So 30 posts per day, or 3 posts per day for 30 days. Can you put out ads? So as long as you're following the normal protocols of, you're doing your likes campaign, you're doing your 3 posts a day, and all of that, then you can put your ad out. Absolutely. If you up the budget only on your phone, will Facebook have to approve it again? Do you mean, will they have to approve it again on the business page side? You can up your budget on your phone, and it's connected to the business manager. So it'll increase your budget. So they won't have to. Oh, I see what you mean. So do they have to approve the ad again? No, they don't. No, you can up the budget. You can up the budget without risking them looking through the ad again. Now, if you up it like a crazy amount, then they might be like, okay, they don't like spam. So that's why we recommend going a little bit slower while you're increasing your budget. So.
I've been cheating. I've been doing their just plus, and it goes at $5 increments, right?
Yeah.
So I've been doing that about once every 5 days.
Okay.
And so far they haven't slapped my hand. And I'm touching wood right now, let me tell you.
Don't say it out loud.
Exactly. Don't think it, don't broadcast it. So
I actually have a random question. So like a while ago, I accidentally had $100 a day budget. I had one too many zeros on there, I guess. And I got like 5 leads in the first, as soon as it was approved. And I was like, yay. And then I looked and I was like, crap. But just wondering, is there like, what if you did that and then dialed it down? Can you make your budget less? Because then it started getting momentum. Has anyone tried to do that? Just do $100 for one day and then bring it down to like 20? I might try it. I'm scared to do it.
Well, you've already done it. So.
Well, I did. I think I just deleted the whole ad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just like freaked and deleted it. I think I can't remember. It was a really long time ago, but I was like, oh, I wonder if it would actually work if I kept it to a reasonable amount, or I dropped it. I think that was when we still had $5 or $10 a day.
Yeah, that's a good question. I've never done it. I have put my budget started fairly high, start at $20, $30, $40, and I've gone down.
You have done it that way. Does that work?
No, I haven't gone down. I haven't gone from 100 to 20 or anything like that.
Does it seem to work when you do small increments?
I like smaller increments.
But I mean, going down though.
I usually stick to a couple ads at $20 to $50 a day. But again, I'm pretty far ahead, right? So most people are going to be a little bit lower ad budget than that.
Oh, totally. But I just meant flipping it, because most of us start with lower and then increment and bring it up. But I mean, you said you do it, but you will make it less. But
I have done it before. No. So the only reason I brought it down was because it wasn't getting results. So my thinking was, okay, well, maybe it's just too much, and then brought it down.
Right.
Didn't make a whole lot of a difference, to be honest. It just ended up, I think, being the ad. The thing with ads, it's if it's a good ad, it's a good ad.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're spending less or spending more, the people that are going to see it, if it's a good ad, they're going to respond to it. Right. It's just going to be a less amount of people. More budget, more people. Less budget, less people.
Totally.
Yeah. Anybody? So we'll go another maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And then we can catch the end of the mastermind. I know everybody's probably going to be waiting for those buyers to punch in. Anybody have any other questions? If not, I'm going to pop on this video. I think it's maybe 4 minutes or so long. But it's something so for me, the last few months was kind of not necessarily a wall business wise, but just life happened, certain things, right? So we all go through different things. Not something I usually share with anyone, but throughout my life, I've had these bouts of depression and all of these, just mental health stuff, right? And sometimes those things can be the biggest thing that holds you back. thankfully, working through things, getting better and better at it. So for me, this video really spoke to me and kind of like hitting a wall, whether it's financially or emotionally or spiritually or mentally or whatever the case may be. So hopefully you guys enjoy it as well.
I have a question.
Sure.
Just I saw on my phone your ads have been turned off because you have reached the spending limit you set for your ad account. And when I went yesterday on my business account, everything was fine. And now I don't know. Can you see?
I missed the very first part of that.
Okay, just one. This red triangle, and it says your ads have been turned off because you have reached the spending limit.
Okay.
I said for account.
Yep. So if you have basically, I don't know what your budget was or what you set it to, but if you've set like, let's say a monthly budget, or not a monthly budget, but if basically it's saying you had a specific budget, we've spent all of that budget. So for right now, the ad is turned off up until, for example, the next cycle. That does happen. It doesn't mean in that case, you don't lose the algorithm. It's not completely it's not turned off. It just means that they've stopped showing it.
But I cannot change it?
You can change your budget. Yep. You would just go into your ad set level and change the budget, and you could up it. It'll restart.
There was lots of people today on in the 50 or Deborah's Dreamers or 50 plus, I can't remember which team, that had that same message coming up on their phones. Okay. About their spending limit. And I think it must have been a Facebook glitch, because what they did was they just went in and I think they just reset their limit again, and then everything kept going because their ads and everything were going still. And it kept their ads going and everything. There was nothing, it wasn't stopping anything. But has it stopped your ads, Slovenia? Sorry.
She said no.
Yeah. So if it hasn't stopped your ads or anything, what they did was just went in and reset their their spending limit again, and then I guess it kicked it or something, and that went away.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, Facebook does have glitches. I got a notification, I haven't had ads running on my business manager for like a couple months because I'm using needles and because I'm shut out. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a message saying my ad was disapproved through my business manager, which it's not even there. And then it said 16 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that. And it's like, oh, a little late on that notification, but thanks. So could be that, or what we're talking about, where it's just just about upping your budget.
I just have a quick question.
How to change?
So you would go into your ad set level and basically change the budget. What I would do is just maybe reach out to your mentor and have them do like a Zoom or a one-on-one, just so that you can see the screen and see where you can change that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry, Nathan, I just had one more question before you play that video.
Yeah, sure.
What does everyone consider that would be a successful ad? Like, how long do you let it run? I have an ad maybe that's been running for about a month. I've gotten about 35 leads on it. No buyers yet from that, but I am building my funnel or filling my funnel. So I'm just wondering what people consider to be successful before they go. And it's a two-part question. How many ads does Facebook allow you before they will flag you? Or I'm always trying to be, I haven't been shut down. I don't want to be shut down. So is there a certain number of ads? I try to keep it to 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't try to go too high, and especially don't build a whole ton of them all at once, because that's something that I think Facebook probably looks at. They look at it as spammy. I don't think there's a set limit. I think it's just the amount that you're changing things and how often you're doing it. I wish they gave us a list of you can have this many ads in this amount of time, but unfortunately they don't. So sometimes it's just about trying it out and hoping for the best. But again,
Okay.
I try to not go too fast. Now, in terms of like a successful ad, I think everybody here is probably going to have a different view on that.
Right.
I think if you're getting leads, that's great. If it's only been 30 days, most buyers don't buy in within 30
No.
days.
I
That's
mean,
yeah, that's a fact. But if you're getting leads and the leads are at a reasonable cost, that's for me, that's a successful ad, especially if it's in a location where you know, it's a good location like Canada, the US, not always in the US, but it's becoming more and more better
Right.
quality leads in the US. Canada's always been pretty good. So
okay. I'll wait.
I had someone reach out as well and say, oh, a lot of my leads are when they go, when they ask for basically for active campaign. And actually that's on another point, which I can come around back to, but if anybody is wondering about leads, coaches have access to active campaign just because it kept getting locked out for wrong passwords and all of that kind of stuff. And it was just a nightmare for anyone to check. So if anyone does have leads, what I would recommend is making like a Word document or like a spreadsheet document, putting the name and the email, especially for people that aren't getting notifications. For some reason, active campaign, it's not always sending out notifications, but it is, the leads are in there, they are tagged. So if you're wondering, you can always just send a list of people that you're wondering about to your coach and have them just, you know, check all of those for you to see if they're in there. And what was I saying before active campaign? I tried to come around, but I completely forgot. Active campaign. Maybe it'll come back later. Okay, so Carol says, what do you recommend as an engagement ad, short or sweet or a story ad? They all work. The key with an engagement ad is you know, getting engagement, right? So if it's a great picture, if it's short and to the point, some people don't like to read a lot, but then if it's a good compelling story, then some people, you know, those oftentimes are really good quality leads that end up reading it because they're, you know, they're emotionally invested. Maybe it hits some pain points for them. You know, those are the people that are like, we all know that like when you hit a pain point that you kind of resonate with the person. And so you're a bit more invested and that like, know, and trust factor is a bit higher, and you're more likely to kind of look into whatever it is that they're offering. So I like stories. I've tried both. For me personally, I think stories work the best for me as opposed to short and sweet. But I know that people have been very successful with those short and sweet ones. So
Thank you.
no worries. All right. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. All right. So let me open this up. All right. So if everyone could just make sure that you're muted. I'm pretty sure everyone is, and just so that we don't get some feedback. All right. So I'm going to share.
You're going to hit a wall. A lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, don't come out here because they don't want to hit the wall. Everybody hits the wall. No one's exempt. There's a period. Let me tell you how it goes. When things are going real good, when you first start off, life is playing with you. You're going to be going and things are looking great. You're excited. You're going to tell everybody about it. And then all of a sudden you hit a wall. And that wall stings. That wall knocked the life out of some people. That wall discouraged some people. It didn't work out for them. They hit the wall and they turned around. The wall is painful. It's painful hitting that wall. And I'm saying to you, all of us will hit the wall. Some will choose to go back. There's some small number who, when they hit that wall, they decide, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be over there. This kind of person refuses to be denied. This person doesn't care about the pain because this person knows something. There's no gain without pain. This person will come back anyhow, again and again and again. And if you keep on hitting that wall, here's what happens to you. That you will have an incredible breakthrough. And it's as if the universe says, let's help him out. I admire that kind of tenacity. Let's give her a hand. As you're working times with tears falling down your face, and you look back on the times and you will cherish those times. Because what you become in the process, if you hang in there, when you come through that valley, when you come through that fight, there'll be a look in your eyes that everybody will know this is a different person here. You've got to be willing to stay focused, to be creative, to be relentless, because things are going to happen to you when you're working on your dream. You don't know what's going to happen. And so life normally breaks you because when it hits you, you weren't ready. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready and you stay plugged up, when you hear bad news, it don't break you because you're already energized. Take all your energy for the dream because you don't need it. It's up to you if you make it or not. But when you come here, you have all the ingredients to be whatever it is you want to be, live wherever you want to live, and do whatever you want to do. You have got to be relentless. You've got to learn how to become resourceful. You've got to learn how to become creative. When crises strike in your life, and in the Chinese language, crisis means danger, but it also means opportunity. And this is an opportunity for you to grow. And you've got to be so relentless, regardless of what comes down the pipe, that you're always looking for a way to get over, always looking for a way that you can break through, always looking for a way that you can win, always looking for a way that you can strike a telling blow. You've got to decide that I'm going to be fearless. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I deserve this, and I'm going to have it.
Awesome, Nathan. Thank you.
That was as awesome as I did.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That one's been one that I've been listening to. I've listened to it a few times in the last couple days.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that's I think we all need to know that, you know, people go through stuff and life happens, right? But pushing through and having that persistence, you know, and finding things like these, you know, for me the biggest thing, you know, going through bouts of depression was like, you know, understanding that it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter. You know, I had it when I was making no money, and I had it when I was making, you know, when I'm making a lot of money. So it doesn't discriminate, but having things like these resources, I think really benefit, they benefit me and hopefully you guys too.
Yeah, I was watching one from Mel Robbins today. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an option.
Yeah. I use her 5-second rule all the time.
All the time, man. You betcha.
If anybody doesn't know that, just type in YouTube Mel Robbins 5-second rule. It's a good one. Yeah. So those videos, I don't know. It's something that kind of like energizes me, especially because we all know that you could be in the best mood one day and then
crash.
You just wake up one morning and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do anything, right? You're just kind of like, I want to lay in bed and watch like Netflix, or just like, you know what I mean, sit in the couch and drink coffee all day, or whatever the case may be, right? So having stuff like that can kind of pick you up and give you that energy back is always good. Yeah, Heather, Tony Robbins is great as well.
Yeah.
And I think someone mentioned, can you share the link in our group? Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will share that in the group. Awesome, guys. Anybody have any other questions before we kind of close up shop? Going once, going twice. Sold. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you guys jump on the tail end of the Thursday webinar, and hopefully we get some buyers coming in. And thank you all for coming, and we'll see you again soon. It won't be a big stretch until next time. So back in the groove of things.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan.
All right, thank you guys. You have a good night.
Bye,
Or a
Nathan.
good day, wherever you are.
Nathan. Guys.
Okay, cheers.